So this is your class on web accessibility. You may be wondering, what really is web accessibility? Well, according to a website which is Wikipedia, where I searched that too, it simply says web accessibility is the inclusive practice of ensuring that there are no barriers that prevent interaction or access to the website on the World Wide Web by people with disability, situational ability, social economic ability, and so on. It simply means that we want our website to also be accessible to people with disabilities because they use things like screen readers, um, screen reader, visual readers, and some other things like that helps even people that are blind. Yeah, they have assistive technologies that also help these ones to be able to access the website. Yes, and another important reason why our website needs to be accessible is because of SEO being let it be accessible when Google decides to check into our website so that they can bring it on search results. For the purpose of this class, we'll be using SEO, that is search engines, we'll just calling them Google so that it will not be confusing. There are other search engines, but we'll be using Google because that's the most popular one that we used to normally browse and stuff. So Google also needs to come into our website with it. And as developers, one way we can make our website accessible is using semantic HTML. You also be wondering, what really is semantic HTML? Well, semantic HTML means using our HTML elements for their correct purpose as much as possible. Yeah, you have been learning HTML so far. You need to use the correct one, not just to use an HTML tag, because normally you can use different HTML tag and you can display it on the browser and it works fine. But is it correct? No. Many times, if you do not check it well, it's just not correct. So you need to use good semantic HTML so that it's accessible. And why is it important that you use semantic HTML when writing your code? Well, the truth is that when you use good semantic HTML, like we have said, it is good for SEO and it is easier to develop because you know that where you're supposed to use a button. The browser or your site, when it sees that yes, this really is a button, not just using a p tag or something else. When you want to use a button, it may work, it will many times it will work, but it gives when you use this thing, it gives you additional functionality to just. So far I'm just be saying things. With time you will get to understand more about these things. So let's see what we will need to do as developers on our part to do our best to make our website accessible. And to do that, like I said, we use semantic HTML. We need to use the correct tags everywhere. So now I'm on my screen now here. Yes, this is the index.html page and we want to write code. Let's see. We want to write code. The first thing we do here is to make sure we add our boilerplate. What's the boilerplate? Is the structure that helps us tell the browser things about the site. The easy way of writing it here on VS Code is to write HTML, just write it to HTML. And here you see this, you would have thought this, but I'm just showing you again. You see this HTML5, that is the latest HTML. We'll click on it, and voila, what we see here, our doc type, we see the structure, the boilerplate for this. And look at it, HTML. This is the correct tag for every HTML document. It has to be wrapped in the tag called HTML. You see the closing tag and we see the language, English. Now, inside this HTML document now, we have two main parts. And what are the main parts? We have the head part and we have the body tag. The head just simply tells us these are some of the instruction being passed to the website. This head section you see here. We don't see this on our browser, on our web page. It's just some instruction we pass in to tell the browser do this and don't do this. And this is like we know the title. These are the meta tags. I shared the resources earlier on meta tags, so you could go there and read more about this one. For the purpose of this class, we just want to focus more on using correct tags we're making sure you write your HTML part. Yes. Okay. Now let's see. For us to also write good semantic HTML, we need to understand the web page we are building. Okay, let's say for example, let's go to the site, and that site is our Just Project site. It's our Just Project site, and now we are being tasked. Let's say we have a design like this. We are being tasked to build a site. What is the first thing we are supposed to do so that everything we write here will be with good semantic HTML tags? How do we do so? Well, we need to first understand the site. We need to first understand what this site is all about, like how to the structure of the site and how do we do this. Look at the site. Each website, each design most times is made up of three main parts. We have the header part. Let's go to the other side. The header part. All these main parts are under the body because inside the body, that is where you write your contents. The content people will see when they view your site. So we have the header. I'm using an autocomplete. Let's go to the header. This is the header. This is the main. Sorry. Now this is the main. And this is the footer. These are the three main parts of our website or our design. Now, how do we check what goes where? Because it is very important that we don't put something that's supposed to be an header inside the main tag. So let's explain. Header simply means the top parts of your website. That part where you see the logo, you see links to different pages on the site, that is the header. Is the top part. And if you look at this website, you will see it here. This is the header. This simply is the part. So if I'm to build this website, I will make sure that everything on here is inside this header tag. Yeah, this header tag, everything there is inside it. The next thing I also want to check is where is the footer? That is, the footer simply means the down part of it. Many times it also contains links. I want to know where the footer is so that I can be able to know where the main, because main simply means the main content. It is explanatory enough. The main content is the header, then the top, the main content, and the footer being your foot. That is something downwards. That is just what it simply means. Yeah. So that's it. So the footer many times is here. Look at this place. It says Just Projects. It links to other pages on the site and also our social media icon. Our social media icon down here. Many times that's how many websites goes. They put their social media and some other information or links to other pages that will not be contained here. So I've seen it. So I've checked now. I've seen my header. I've seen my footer. Now it tells me that the rest things in this page are simply my main content. So getting to understand this is very important because it helps me know where to put each part of the site. So now I know that I will put this first one here. Yes, this inside the header. I will just come in and put in things concerning header, my main, and my let's say for the image, I just put to put the image inside a div first so that I can style it well. Where in CSS you just know, and I use an image tag. Sorry, an image tag, and here this is easy. I will link it to it, and here I keep coming. Now another thing we can do inside this header, anytime you have things like this, like you have things like is a navigation. This is a navigation. It navigates to different pages of the website. These three things, even these buttons and the donate, they are all navigations. Yes, I will put them right there inside the header, but I will create a new tab, say navigation. Nav, sorry, that's short for navigation. All these links using the A tags to style it will be inside the navigation. Why is it important? It tells your search engines that comes in like Google, that comes and check the structure of our site, that this part of our website is where the navigation is. So it easily understanding. Things like screen readers, when it comes to our website, it's easily understand because I use good semantic HTML. It's very easy to understand. Yes, I put everything in the nav inside this part. Inside this part. Now I've gotten my nav. I, the next one is my main content. Yeah, I use my main content. I now know that these things under here are my main content, except from my footer, which is downward. The rest are my main content. So this is where I put all my main contents inside. The highest to be the digital project will be inside this main content. Everything there will be inside this. We'll come back to this main to see some correct tags. But for now, let's go to the things that will be in the footer. Like I said earlier, when we go scroll down, we also see this. These are where it will all be. The footer section. It also has logo similar to the header, but this time it has a logo similar to the header. Look at this. Come here, I copy this here. I'm putting that logo. Now this is also a nav because it's a navigation bar, so it leads to different areas for us. If I click on it, it takes me here. That's it. So I'll make sure that when I'm writing this code, I also put a nav, and that's where all this content goes in. And yes, I create another div. I use another div to create a section for my social media. Yeah, it's a div to create a section in which I put in all this element. So now you see, I understood the structure because understanding the structure has helped me know where to put the header, where to put the main, and where to put the footer. That is just one good first step you need to know to write good semantic HTML. Now, just to go, listen, I want to just go to the correct tags you'll be using on this class. Now, we have the heading tag, the correct tags you have to use. Like this now, this has to be your digital project is a heading tag. Those are tags that you use to write things like a heading, a big heading. So I put them under my main, and could just simply use a H1, here, that's it, higher and so on and so forth. I'm not the aim of this class is just to teach you about semantics, so I'm not going to write everything down, just to explain where it goes. Now, another thing again I'm supposed to do is I have to look this place. If you look at it well, you see that this is a first section and it stops here. This is another section, it stops here. This is another section, it stops somewhere here. And this is telling us about your project, it's another section. So basically I have 4 sections of this page. How do I do this? I go to my main tag. Sorry, I'm going to move this now and build in and write in. I'm going to be using shortcode, which is times 4. I use a shift and I hold number 8 key and say times 4. And here I got 4 divs. So these 4 divs told me that this div tag is like a container tag which I put other HTML element inside it. So with this div tag, I now know that the first div will take the higher to be the digital place. Second div will take the services we offer. The third div will take our playground, while the last div will take our project. So when search engines comes in as this thing, it now understand that our main tag is divided into 4 parts. It understands that easily. And the first one we know, the first tag, we just use our H1 to start it, the here higher course. Yes, it will be inside it, and every other styling that we use for this. So it's also important. There's another thing we noticed when that is also very important, using the correct tag. Now I want to style this button. How do I do so? Well, I know that there are different tags I could use A1 because a tag is a tag that helps us link to something else. Yeah, I could just go here and enter and say I use my A tag and enter, and yes, this is where I can link it, and this is where I'll put in the text that users will see that can click to link this to wherever the href is linking to. This could also be used to create button. But sometimes also want to use the button tag too, because we know button tag. But only the button tag will not link you to anywhere. So what you could do in that situation then is to just put the button inside the a tag and enter. Write everything inside the button. If I'm to style, I style the button, but the a tag, I'll just come to this a tag and put in my links to wherever I want this to link to. And so you will not, this is the correct one if you want to use the a and the button tag. This, let me show you what could be incorrect. This is incorrect. Let's say I use an a tag, good, and I come here, I use a p tag. It will work. This will still work. If I style it to look like a bot, it will style. But the search engine, when Google comes to this site or screen readers, it does not help them understand that this is a button. It's just seeing it as like a p tag. P tag simply means a paragraph tag. It's just seeing it as that. So this second code here is not correct. It's not a good, it's not a semantic HTML. I've just made a mistake like the browser will not. So the search engines, the screen assistive technology will not understand this. So it is good I know where to use it. I shared the resources earlier also on different tags and what is used for. You could go and check that resources to know where you are supposed to put. There are different tags you could use to get this done. So yeah, that's that about that. So we could use those tags to also make sure that we write good tags. Yeah, another thing again you could just use, yes, when writing this is when you go to look at, for example, look at this image, use the source. What you could use, you see this alternate, it's see what it says, defines an alternative description of the image. Yes, for those that cannot see, or those that yeah, for those who cannot see, or in case our image does not load, what text is it going to display on the screen? For those the screen readers, what is it going to explain? Because it reads the screen and translate many times a voice to text something. It reads the screen for and translate it to text for those that cannot see. So if I'm just to put an image here, I did not describe what the image is. So let's say the image is for a logo. I'll just come here, come inside the alternate and tell it, okay, logo, a logo, yeah, a logo. So when screen readers come in here, it sees that it's a logo. When the search engine Google comes into our site and it looks at these images, it goes to this alternate to see the description and say, oh, this is a logo. Yeah, I can now display to the user that it is a logo. That simply is it. So writing this describes what this image is for. That's that about that. You will also make sure that when also trying to write good semantic HTML, you make use of comments when especially when your code is long. Yeah. Not even especially, it's always good to make use of comments. And how do we write comments? Well, sorry about this. This is this. So I come in here, this is my first section. I just go there and write, okay, I will hold a control forward slash and it automatically brings this. I will just write something in between it. Let's close first section. This code will not run. If I decide to go to my HTML, go live here on my live server, sorry, on my live server, let's see. Why is this not element here? Okay, let's close it again. Again. So for some weird reasons, okay, it's now showing off here. Okay, let's see. For some weird reason, this is not just displaying. Okay, let's just continue. This part of the code will not run on my site. I will not see it. I will see other parts. That is the beauty of commenting it. Commenting, you can use it to describe any part of your code without it displaying on the web page. Yeah, now I just told anybody that comes to read my code that yeah, this is the first section. I could go under beneath it and do something called and I commented, I copied the first one, I just come here write second section. Sorry, that's the type of L, second section, and so on and so forth. So, so that's it. That's just simply it. When I want to write a code, I make sure that it's semantic correct. I use the tags. So go to that resources, know where to use each tag. The heading tag, you know where to use your P tag. Yeah. Like for example, sorry about this. This now find this place here. Okay. This is for example, look at this. This is a H1 tag because the heading tag, and this is a P tag. So when I want to create a section like this, I put this in H1, I put this in P tags. These are also P tag. This could be H2 because I already used an H1, or because yeah, this is yes. This could be H2 or H3. You could use something like that. Oh, this is a H1 H tag instead of the H you could use there. Then basically H2 since you already have a H1 at that's bigger than that. This is also a H2 and more things like that. So it is very good that you just write good semantic HTML. Very good, very important. It is important. It's something you need to know. It's something you need to write. Yes, and also make sure that this when writing codes, you put them in order like this. Everything under the body, you see it that it comes four four spaces after each other. Look at this. This body is inside. This header inside the body, and you see it. It comes. It comes inside it, and you see this the order it brings. So when I see this body, I know how many direct child it has. That is direct element inside, and where the elements that are inside this are the header. Look at it, they're on the same line, the main, the same line, the footer, the same line. Now the header, I see a div, I still that is directly inside the header, but not directly inside the body because it's like a grandfather, a grandchild to our body element. This is the body, this is the child, this is the grandchild, this is the great grand. That's just the order it follows, and so on and so forth. So, as a way of recapping, it is very good to use web access. It's very good to make a website accessible to the web to allow search engines like Google to enter your site and understand what's on your website. Your codes will just be explanatory also for assistive technologies. And we know that one good way we do this is using semantic HTML, which simply means using the proper tags for its proper way. So study that resources and see the proper tags and make sure that when writing good codes, you use proper tags. You can make more research on semantic HTML. Which tag should I use here? You could make that resource. If I decide to show you everything, this class will be too long. So thank you very much everyone. I do hope that with this video you will see the structure of how to write semantic HTML with semantic HTML, and I hope that this helps you in the basics. Yes, these are the basics. These are things you need to first understand because in time you will write more code. You'll be good developers when you do the right thing. Follow best practices, write good HTML, semantic HTML, and I tell you, you will be good. Wishing you guys success and everything. Thank you very much for watching this class, and I do hope to see you all on the next section on another day when I will show you different things. For now, have a good day and thank you.